Hey everyone, good evening. How's it going? My name is Michelle. I'm the business page owner here on Facebook of WHAM Solutions with Michelle Shib. Thanks for joining me. Have some really great content that I want to share with each of you guys, so definitely hang out. If you're just joining us on the live here, or even if you're watching the replay, go ahead and state where you're viewing from. I would love to see that, and feel free to go ahead and show some comments as well. So we're going to get right into the content. So today I figured I wanted to talk with you guys a little bit about some of the conversation that I had recently with one of my teammates during a coaching call that I had. And it's really interesting because once we had one conversation, shortly after I had another conversation with another teammate around the same thing. And again, I said, okay, this is the common theme for this week, so might as well bring it to a live and share it with you guys too, and share some of the tips and strategies I shared with them. And it's really funny because I was listening to this topic as well about the various business partners that you're going to work with your home business. I was listening to a training call with one of my mentors, and it was touching on the same exact topic. So I was grateful to listen to that prior to meeting with my teammates, so I can give that advice that I learned from that call that I had. So today we're gonna go ahead and talk about 3 types of business partners that you will have and that you'll encounter in your home business. If you're live here, if you're seeing the replay, go ahead and state your name, where you're viewing from. I'd love to see you there. So today we're going to talk about 3 business partners that you're going to have with your home-based business. So go ahead. So today I want to talk about first, it's the walkers. Okay, that's the first type of business partner that you're going to have with a home-based business, particularly in network marketing. Now, what are walkers? You're probably thinking. Walkers are basically business partners that are not really working the business. We've all seen them before. You know, they got started and maybe they just came, like they were on the witness protection program. You know, they get started and then they just disappear and you're wondering where they go. And maybe these walkers are just basically there to just use the product or the service that the company's offering. You know, maybe that person, you know, they see the value, but they just haven't really expressed it fully and really can just jump in and start working. So they haven't really shared any of their goals with you, with their business, and they're just kind of lurking on the sidelines and really haven't did anything. These are called walkers. We're all going to have them in our business, so just get used to that. And you'll wonder why they're not engaged. You wonder why they're not attending team calls. That just because they're walking along, they're really not in the game with their business. But that's okay. You know, we love them as well. The next type of business partner that you're going to encounter is called the joggers. What is a jogger? Well, a jogger basically is the ones who are kind of half in and half out. You know, they're not totally in the business, but they are doing some things. They're just kind of dabbling along, and they may have some business on the books, and they have produced some results, you know, but not consistently. They may be working in spurts, you know, where one month they're really hitting it hard and the next month they're not doing anything, and another month they're hitting it hard, but it's not like continuously month after month after month. These are called joggers. And yes, they may share their goals with you, you know, some of their business goals. They may share some of their success and excited and being on the team calls, but they're not totally there. They're not laser focused. So that's another group, and that's fine. You definitely have to work with those business partners as well. We love them. And then there are called the runners. Now the runners are 100% in the game. They are totally committed. They are the ones who are the big dreamers. They're very motivated. They're laser focused. They're always connecting with their sponsor. They are engaged. They're on every team call, and they're doing fantastic. You love to work with these people, right? Now, those are the 3 type of business partners that you will encounter. There's the walkers, the joggers, and then the runners. Now that we understand kind of what those 3 levels are, we have to use that 80-20 rule that we always hear about to make sure you know how and how much time you need to spend with those 3 different business partners that you're going to encounter. So as a leader, you need to be very mindful of the time being spent, because you know that 80% of your work needs to be devoted and focused to your income producing activities. And then the rest of the 20% is other things, you know, whether it's training, marketing, working with your team, and all of that. So that 20% of the time, you have to be very mindful of who you're going to dedicate that time to and invest your time to help them grow and all of that. So with the walker, how you work with that person, you know, the walker is not really responsive. You know, if the walker seems like you're giving them their information, you're you know, constantly following up, and that walker is not being responsive or even coachable, you know, after continuous effort from the leader, it's not wise really to continuously keep putting your time and your energy with that walker. So it's really not the best thing for you to spend that 20% of your time working with those individuals, those business partners, okay? Now, not saying that you have to totally forget them, because we need the walkers as well. They're essential in our business, but you know, always be there and ready when they reach out, but don't be constantly trying to reach out to them when they're not showing any type of, you know, movement towards you. Okay. But when they do reach out to you and they extend their arm, you definitely be there to extend it back and walk with them, you know, but don't put lots of emphasis on helping them each and every day, because they're just walking along. They're not really being serious with their business and expressing it and being, you know, in the game and meeting you halfway. Now, we learned from the law of the vacuum, if you know that concept, basically what that means is that when you're able to just kind of let go and bless and release those that are just kind of dragging you down, because sometimes when you're a new home business owner in network marketing, you may have team members that are walkers, but since you're so new and so green to the industry, you're wondering why that new person is not so excited and pumped as you are, you know, because they're a walker, it's that type of person. And you cannot continuously carry that person over on your back and drag them through the business and, you know, and trying to motivate them, because they're just not going to get it. They're not going to meet you halfway. And ultimately, it does cause frustration, and you don't want to do that. It's very stressful. So just like, you know, that phrase where it says you can walk a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Same thing here. You know, you showed them the ropes, you introduced the opportunity, you tried to reach out and train them. However, they were not being responsive, or, you know, even showing some interest in meeting you halfway. And so these are the ones that we're not spending all of our time with. Okay, just only when they reach out to you, when they say, yes, I'm here, I'm ready, I have a question. Be there, be supportive, but don't devote all of your time to that individual. Now, on the other hand, the walkers, those walkers are the ones who are basically dipping their feet in the water, but they haven't dived in the deep end yet. You know, they're swimming, but they're swimming, you know, at a slow pace and like that. And they're only putting in maybe 40-50% of their effort, I would say, into their business. And, you know, they are attending calls, they are attending team meetings, they are, you know, in the game, but you can tell their 100% focus is not there. There's some distraction there. So what you need to do is, when this person reaches out to you, which is going to be fairly often, you know, when they take a step forward to you, you take a step forward to them as well. When they take 2 steps forward to you, you take 2 steps forward as well. So you meet them at their pace. You know, not saying that, again, not saying that we totally dismiss them, because they are essential. They're our team members. We have to be there and responsive and help them. But you kind of go at their own pace, you know. So if they're going to run fast, you run fast. If they're a little bit slower, you know, you go that same pace as well. So just kind of do that little waltz, that little salsa dance with them, and meet them and help them, be there for them when they need that help. So that's the walkers. Now, moving on after the walkers, now we have those runners. Runners are the ones that are 110%, I would say, in the game. You know, they're on every call, they're on every meeting, they're sharing you their goals, and they're always doing the income producing activities. And you see it, you know, because they're producing. You know, they may not be producing big as of yet, but you see the potential. You know, it's just a matter of time. Now, these are the ones that you need to put your emphasis and your focus into. Now, these people that are runners are usually like really dreaming big all the time, and they're always pumped, and that makes you excited as well. Now, these runners, these are the ones that I like to work with, because I'm a runner here. You know, these are the ones where you have that 20% time. These are the ones you should put your focus, because these are the ones that are gonna you're gonna be working with, you know, so that they can build, so you can build together. They're walking alongside you. Now, when you're working with these runners, you can tell they're totally engaged, And it's good to make sure that you put that focus on them so that when they do have questions, you're there to help, you know. And if you don't know everything, it's okay, because if you're in network marketing, there's always either an upline or someone else that can help and support them. So you just direct them that way. So they see that you're constantly trying to bring them in and coach them. And if you don't know everything, so you can point them in the right direction where they can get that information. It helps you as well, helps you grow. Okay, so continue to, you know, for all these different business partners that you have, continuously reach out to each one of them. They're all equally important, not saying to just dismiss anyone. It's important that we have these three, but you need to understand that some you need to devote a little bit more time, some you need to kind of back off a little bit until they reach out to you, and the ones that are 100% in the game, like those runners, you run with them because they're going to help you and they're going to help you build your business big. Now, I was just thinking, one of my teammates here, she was having a question about this, you know, how much time should I devote to this person? And you know, they're not really doing much and the other person's in the game. I was like, it's obvious, you know, for the ones who are calling you most of the time and, you know, not calling you like saying that you need to babysit them, but calling you with legitimate questions and things like that. These are the people that you need to spend your time, as opposed to the ones like those walkers who just kind of touch and go or sometimes even disappear. We can't even devote our time for those individuals unless they reach out after you've tried to actually help them initially, of course. Okay. So from time to time, you know, it's sometimes you're thinking like, okay, how am I going to work with all these various types of personalities? It's something that we're going to have to deal with for any type of home business. So definitely just keep it in mind that you need to learn how to deal with various types of people in your business. But as long as you keep them like all like on the same level and letting them know that you're there to help them, they'll definitely come running to you when they need that help. And it's funny sometimes because even though you have a walker, a jogger, or a runner, sometimes they don't always stay in that situation. Because what happens is, at that point in time in their business, they really need the business, so they're working it really hard, or sometimes they feel they don't really need it. But there may be a point in time where they say, you know, something happens in their life and something changes and they suddenly need this business. So then they come to you and they come into you running and they're ready to hit it hard. And that actually makes me think back and reflect on a teammate of mine whom I know very well. And she got started here and she was like on the books but wasn't doing much of anything for a good 5 years, I would say. And then after the 5 years, something suddenly happened within her family, and she decided to say, hey, this is it. I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to make it work. And so she was really on board then. And then within a year's time, she reached the top rank in our company, just out of the blue. And that person that sponsored them, you know, was just like shocked because they've been not inactive, active, but not really doing much in their business. So they're wondering like, what happened, you know? So you need to make sure you keep in touch with all of them, because even though they might initially be a walker, they may run into be a jogger or even better, a runner. And then also it's important that you kind of just check in with all of them, and even check in with not just your front line, but even your second and down deep into your organization, because some of your frontline walkers or joggers may have at one point in time sponsored a runner. And if that's the case, you need to be working with that runner because they're going to need that more. They're going to need that added support, especially if their sponsor is a walker who's not really in the game and not really being responsive. So that's kind of what I do. So, and sometimes you just need to ask. You know, you need to ask your business partner, your team, you know, what are your goals? What are you working towards? And, you know, are you a walker? Are you a runner? And if they don't understand, just explain a little bit. And if they don't even give you any response or don't even respond to a goals, you know they're just probably a walker. So it's not the best time to put in your 20% time with helping them. So using that 80-20 rule, that's what I do with my team. So I thought this topic was so relevant because I had this conversation several times this week with my team, and I said, let me bring it to this live here to share with you guys and to understand that it's okay, you know, that you have various type of business partners. We need to treat them, you know, very similar, being open and being there when they need the help, but make sure you put your emphasis in that good 20% of that time into the runners, and then thereafter the walkers, and then after that the joggers, and then the walkers. So Hopefully that makes sense. If it does, go ahead and give me a like if you understand what I was trying to emulate through this video. But anyways, thanks for joining. If you found any value in this video whatsoever, feel free to go ahead and give it a like and a love or a wow. Please feel free to tag a teammate that you feel that would be that would benefit from this. And if you did like this video, if you have any questions for me, I personally check all of my messages on my business page, so feel free to send me a direct message there. It's Wham Solutions with Michelle Ship. Be more than happy to help you, and I look forward to speaking with you guys soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.